in this episode. Why did I even agree to this? We're not gonna get this clean. Hello everybody, and welcome to Garage54's Detailing Center's channel. And you're watching Laundering. So not too long ago, the guys from our main channel bought a platform so that they can do some experiments. It's a PAZ, a bus which I'm sure plenty of people have ridden in, and some probably still are to this day. These were a pretty common mode of transportation. Anyways, so as soon as this PAZ came in, I told the guys that I want dibs on this one. As in, let me get my hands on it first, and then do with it what you will. Smash it, wreck it, transform it into a drift spec bus. But first allow me to get it all clean and tidy, and restore it to its former glory. We'll wash the body, remove any unwanted decals, tidy up the wheels, and even remove a bit of rust, if we're able to. We'll do the fullest complex of cleaning procedures that we possibly can. Let's begin. Giving our PAZ a deep clean for the first time in 17 years. As the man said in the beginning, this is a video from the Garage54 Detailing Center channel. These seem to be quite popular among the Russian viewers, so we decided to give it a shot and share with you guys. Tell us what you think. And if you enjoy these, we might even begin releasing them on the regular, to complement the stuff from our main channel. As always, translated and voice-overed by BMI Russian. Let's take a more detailed look at the shell that we'll be working with. Of course, it's going to be run down and filthy, just like a multitude of other buses that have just recently been written off. On top of that, our PAZ had been standing parked in a village for a while. Decals indicating the bus route and the fare, some kind of weird vinyl, aluminum tape acting as heat insulation. This is all very typical, but our goal is to remove all of this. Let's get to the washing phase. First, we'll use a pressure washer to clean off the loose dirt. We're using water so that our primary compound doesn't dry out and gives us 100% effect all over the body panels. I'm working my way up and making sure to get complete coverage. All of the seams, rubber seals, and the wheel arches require special attention. We need to give the entire shell a once-over. After removing the loose dirt, we apply our first stage compound, which is used to clean off most of the organic contaminants. Again, working our way from the bottom up, for the compound to remain active as long as possible near the bottom, which is where most of the dirt accumulates. The first stage compound is best applied in the form of water emulsion, to keep it from drying out. But in our case, we're using foam, since we are dealing with a rather large bus. We leave the compound to do its thing for a few minutes, and then use a pressure washer to thoroughly clean it from the bus. After removing the compound, we pour some running water onto the body to rinse off any residual dirt and sand. After that, I begin removing all of the decals, as well as the aluminum tape on the radiator grill, using a special adhesive remover and an industrial-grade heat gun. The tape was especially finicky to get off, since it wouldn't go without a fight, crumbling to tiny bits. Now we begin cleaning metallic dust particles from the wheels and the body panels. This is something I recommend all car enthusiasts do at least a few times a month. You can tell that the compound is working by its distinct purple hue. We let it sit for 3 to 4 minutes, and then carefully clean the compound off. And now we get to the main washing phase. We mix shampoo with water in the proportion specified in the instructions. We apply the foam onto the tires, wheels, and wheel arches. Then we take a brush, a sponge, and give them a thorough clean. Let's not forget to clean off the shampoo once we're done. After doing all 4 arches, we move on to the body panels. We apply some shampoo and use a macropore sponge to carefully clean off every body panel, working our way from top to bottom. All of the seams and spots with limited access we do with a brush, which we're going to need to rinse in water with shampoo. Okay guys, we're done washing the body, and now it's time to tend to the cabin. We're in for one hell of a time. Let's go over the details of what we'll need to accomplish in here. We've got water bottles lying around, an assortment of tools, wrenches, and an unbelievable load of dust and dirt. I'd say this interior hasn't been cleaned up in a long time. We begin by extracting what we don't need, some things we'll bin and some save for potential later use. We remove all of the decals and begin cleaning off dirt and debris from the floor using a broom and a vacuum cleaner. Now we move on to the driver's compartment, where we see the exact same picture: dirt, dust, a few oily spots here and there, and lots of random trash. We even got such cute heart-shaped boxes. So we threw all the garbage away, removed the driver's seat for extra convenience. Now we bin the driver's floor mat and clean up most of the dirt and dust using a vacuum cleaner and a few brushes. Upon examining the covers on each and every seat, my initial desire was to throw them away, but just by removing them I found out that the factory leather upholstery is in very good original shape. Yes, there are some cracks and tears here and there, but otherwise these are in terrific condition. Let's continue emptying the trash from the cabin, which we are finding all over the place. We give it another once-over with a vacuum and commence the washing from top to bottom. In order to see the difference before and after, I divided the ceiling in half using some masking tape. We mix up some water emulsion, and using a regular brush and a power drill with a brush bit, let's clean off half the ceiling. The rubbers and limited excess spots we clean with a synthetic wool brush. Then we go down a bit further and clean off the pillars and handrails, down to the very bottom of the glass. After finishing the upper half, we move on to the side walls, the metal brackets for the seats, and the plastic trim for the wheel arches. Now we do the complete interior using our water emulsion compound and some brushes, while carefully wiping everything down with a microfiber towel. And with that, we've finally made it to the seats. Like I mentioned, the leather is decently well preserved, needing no more than a good clean and some conditioner to restore its softness, elasticity, and original color. Let's apply some leather cleaner and, using a power and regular brush, carefully wash the seats, while removing excess dirt with a damp microfiber rag. After cleaning, we apply conditioning cream, which we'll evenly rub in using a dry microfiber towel. The filthiest cushions we begin cleaning with a water emulsion compound, which will soften the crusty dirt. We repeat the procedure with each and every one, and after that put the full interior back together. Now we go even lower and execute what's probably the easiest task, namely washing the floor. It's almost completely covered in rubber, meaning we can disperse our compound over the entire floor and use a brush to give it a thorough rub-down. After doing the entire floor, we collect any excess water and dirt with a vacuum cleaner. Now it's time to clean the driver's compartment, specifically the seat, gauge cluster, plastic trim, and the leather cover located between the driver and the engine bay. We'll begin by doing the driver's seat, following the exact same procedure as with the leather chairs for the passengers. And let's not forget to give the metal platform that the seat is secured to a good clean as well. Now we move on to the dashboard and the plastic trim. We'll use a special interior cleaning compound, some brushes for the tight spots in the stickier felt, and wipe everything down with a damp microfiber towel. Now we clean the leather cover for the engine bay. We'll place it next to a dirty panel for you to compare. And with that, we're done washing the PAZ. A lot of work went into this, but we gave it a deep clean, both on the outside and in the cabin. We tidied up the seats, leather, the cover for the engine bay, and we cleaned off the driver's seat, which gave us a ton of trouble. No surprises, given that the driver is constantly behind the wheel, spending the most time inside this PAZ bus. Now, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Comment, hit us up, stop on by our detailing studio. Garage 54 over and out.